Greetings, people. It's just after midnight. I'm in Southall, supposedly one of the most dangerous towns in London. And as you can see, the streets are pretty empty, apart from a few people walking around. I usually come this way when I go shopping and then I go home because I don't live that far away. But I thought I would just share with you tonight what I see if there's anything interesting. So for those of you who know or those who don't know, this is Southall Broadway. During the early evening, between the hours of say 6 p.m. till about 10 p.m, it's very busy, it's a very lively street, but after everything closes, it becomes quite creepy at night, I must say. Interesting fact, if you can remember Jay Sean, you remember his first ever song, Eyes on You? It was actually recorded on this very street. So we're now turning onto South Road. So Broadway and South Road are pretty much the main streets running through Southall. This area can also be a bit dodgy at night, like especially after 11 p.m, 12 p.m, 12 a.m. And coming up here, if you look to my left at Quality Foods, you can see quite a lot of rough sleepers under there. They seem to sleep here every night, and I've seen them on numerous occasions. It's a sad reality of London these days, really is. It's a shame the government doesn't do more to help. Here, if you look also on your left, there's Saravana Bhavan, which during the day when it's open, it's a really good restaurant. It's a huge chain. Like, they've got chains in Dubai, Singapore, also many in India, where it's originally from. I've personally eaten in Saravana Bhavan in at least 3 countries. Actually, I think in 4 countries, in fact. And here we've got one of the big Gurudwaras, and we've also got Southall Railway Station, which interestingly enough has both signs in Punjabi and English, reflecting the area's Punjabi influence. Side, you've got the TRS Spice Factory, which is one of the biggest spice mills in the UK. They distribute all over. As I said, and I will repeat, this area is not safe at night. Like, do not come here alone on foot after dark. That's all I'm going to say. You can see both sides, like just people loitering around, aimlessly. In my opinion, the weather, the temperature's like freezing cold. It's probably like 2 degrees. There's no sensible reason that anybody should be walking the streets at that time of night, especially given the low temperatures. It's not healthy to be out there. And as you can see on that corner, that's a betting shop, and it's still open even after midnight. This street we're coming down, I believe, is King's Road or King Street. This is also a major shopping street. And on my left, this big building is one of the biggest Gurudwaras in all of Europe, or Sikh temple, and they offer daily food to anybody who wants or needs it. It's pretty amazing. I've eaten in there a couple of times. So this area we're coming into now is particularly dangerous at night. Within about 100 or 200 meter radius of this area, there has been multiple stabbings, murders in this area, especially the parallel road to this one called Regina Road. There's been stabbings in the last year. And I really must just reinforce and reiterate, do not come down here alone at night. I must say this, and I must keep repeating it. If you're in a car, it's fine, but walking, nah, I wouldn't do it. I used to ride a moped a few years ago, and I used to be afraid to come down here when on that back then. You know, it's alright in a car, I've got the doors locked. Where I'm actually going now, I'm heading back to my area, which is in Hounslow. And Southall and Hounslow are pretty much next to each other. So coming up is a small bridge that basically separates Ealing Borough and Hounslow Borough. Right now we're in Ealing Borough, but after we go over the bridge past the lights, that's Hounslow Borough. So leaving Ealing, entering Hounslow. And they are under two separate jurisdictions and councils. This area right here on this corner was the scene of a pretty gruesome murder a couple of years ago, where a 16-year-old boy was literally stabbed just for his fake Gucci bag. They eventually caught the murderers, and one of them even tried to flee the country and go back to Somalia. It's a really sad case. So we're now in the borough of Hounslow. We're in Heston right now, which is basically, I live around this area. And you can see it gets a bit more, it's still, I wouldn't say it's entirely safe, but it gets a bit more respectable this side of the bridge. It's not as bad, in my opinion. I feel like this side gets a bit more money spent on it from the authorities than what it does in Southall. Plus, Southall seems to be a bit cheaper in rents and whatnot. It attracts a different kind of people. So as I'm nearly home, I'm gonna cut the video short and call it a night. Thanks ever so much for watching. And please don't forget to like and please subscribe. Everything you do, it helps the channel grow, and I can bring more content and more interesting things. And please leave a comment and tell me your opinions on what you think of the place. If you're from there, also say hi, and see you next time. Peace.